bad book, you know the sequel won't be better. If you read a good book, though, you'll know it's the same. You sit yourself down, you write the author out a letter, say, I know that you were trying, still I'll hold you to blame. You'll say, Mr. Author, you know I liked your book a whole lot. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe change the plot? Now the hero, he was perfect and the hero was fine. When they escaped from Roger for it really blew my mind. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe change the plot? Half the fun in reading SF is discovering new worlds. By the time you reach the second book, mysteries unfurl. You know the whole geography, the mountains and the plains, the heroes and the villains, and the story reads the same. You'll say, Mr. Author, you know I liked your book a whole lot. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe change the plot? Now the hero, he was okay, but the hero was cool. I loved it when she solved the plot and he looked like a fool. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe change the plot? Now Duna was a real good book, Messiah was the pits. By COD you'd like to blow the Atriage to bits. But what really irks some other sequel books of Gore, where every book's a sequel to the sequel from before. And you'll say, Mr. Author, you know I read the book a whole lot. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe use a plot? Now the hero, he was okay, but the hero was grand. I loved it when she tried to blow him to the promised land. But Mr. Author, for the sequel could you maybe change or even simply rearrange, or please, or please, or please, or change the plot?
No new ideas for projects to start, try a trilogy. If once was quite nice and it made money twice, why not go for 3? Take the same situation and with great elation repeat it a couple more times. The critics may chafe, but it's certainly safe, write a trilogy. If your first movie was something quite keen, try a trilogy. Just reuse your sets and you cover your bets with a trilogy. If your cast is still willing, it's certainly thrilling, and you know Roman numerals at class. For a small extra fee, you can film in 3D for a trilogy. 3 is a number beloved by all, try a trilogy. For films or for books, you will get extra looks with a trilogy. Go forth with a grin, simply play it again. You'll surely succeed every time. It works for God too, so then why not for you? Write a trilogy.
Take this book and shove it. I done read this stuff before. It ain't got any better than it was in '54. You gave it a new title, a brand new cover too. The same old stuff's inside it though, just what you trying to do? Well, I've been reading SF books for about 600 years. I've got a few up on my wall by Campbell's Pioneers. Now folks, I ain't so stupid that I can't tell what's a rip. And this here trick sure makes me sick. You're gonna get some lip. Take this book and shove it. I done read this stuff before. It ain't got any better than it was in '54. You gave it a new title, a brand new cover too. The same old stuff's inside it though, just what you trying to do? Now money is sometimes hard to make, we all know that. this here's just a cheap trick that we hope you all will rue. To put a fake new book out, man, you turkeys should be shot. 'Cause if you're gonna change the name, you ought to change the plot. Take this book and shove it, I done read this stuff before. It ain't a damn bit different than it was in '54. Oh yeah, you changed the title, the price it sure changed too. Take this book and shove it, and go publish something new. Take this book and shove it, and go publish something new.
In a galaxy far, far away, where sandworms crawl and dragons play, the sun came out last night and sang to the cobalt lords from whom we sprang. Gort, Fences is growing short. Well, Mr. Spock's become a pod, and Hal thinks he is God. Now space, it was our last frontier, until we settled at Fort Weir and had a close encounter and made landfall on Darkover, Terra's moon, Mars, and beyond. Can't we stay on Carolon, one giant leap and through a door where no man's gone before? Valentine, Michael Smith, Idaho, whom Paul was with, Gandalf, Frodo, Boromir, those daring men, most without fear. Dave and Frank, they challenged Hal. Starbuck was Apollo's pal. With Amber's sons, there's no love lost, and Yoda's the Jedi boss. Dune's Jessica, free Amazon. Are there women folk among Cylons? Dr. Chapel, Lillowen, sisters all beneath the skin. Sis Leia, Mrs. K, to outdo men is just child's play. Colonel Deering outranks Spock, and Flar won't push his luck. Machines may come and they may go, from Robbie to C-3PO, from Crichton down to Lucifer, their output is who, what, and Flandry and Mike and Rue Nomad, robot icons are all we had. Old Bob and Vincent saved the day, iRobot led the way. A Damas race in small ships fly, well, Starfleet's prize, the Enterprise, well, was. Hans Falcon made the Kessel run. Well, Nostromo was having fun. Gemini, Apollo, and the Space Shuttle, the first to land. Then 2 eagles flying eggs as man got his space legs. We've seen a lot of dragon kind, by lottery on maids one dime. But Smog, though people he did eat, he much preferred his gold to meat. With Magic Puff on Honolulu, and Elliot from Walt Disney. But of all dragons, Pern's our best. Of course, we're all impressed. Moss Eisley sports an alien band, and a cantina rarely seen by man. Wyoming also heard a song from the mothership we played along. Aliens, aliens everywhere, Flash and Buck got in their hair, Martian Fury, off-world spars, and things from ancient Mars. Live long and prosper, he's dead, Jim. The Force be with you, let the Wookiee win. All roads lead to Amber, man grew with the wisdom of the monolith. Warriors crack, the Martians grok. Unheard between is quite a shock. A telling day, that is to say, farewell to Morier. Nadu, nadu.
When I go to the movies and watch the heroes on the screen, sometimes I'm baffled by the things that I've just seen. Although the hero may be rude and crude and rough, somehow the women all seem to like that stuff. But if I tried it, I know that I would lose. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. Well, Solo's got a starship that's the fastest in the board. When he couldn't catch it, Darth Vader got annoyed. Well, I've got a little car that's mighty good round town. Makes 0.5 past the speed limit when there's no cops around. So kindly tell me why I'm lonesome when I cruise. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. Well, Indy's got a bullwhip that he uses when he needs to disarm a grinning Nazi or perform heroic deeds. So I went and bought a bullwhip at the local leather shop. But no matter how I swing it, the goddamn thing won't pop. If you know how to use it, well, I'll take any clues. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. Well, Solo's got a shipmate who's covered all over with fur. He's always ready in case attack occurs. Well, I've got 100 roommates and each one has 6 legs. I've taught each one of them to sit up and dag. Somehow the ladies don't seem to be amused. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. Well, Indy's face and body steals his female students' hearts. They're there to study him, not the archaeologic arts. But I have got a body of a somewhat different size. Is that the reason there's no love views in their eyes? I'll take a subscription to Weight Watchers News. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. Would someone kindly tell me what makes this guy so hot? What is it that he has that I just haven't got? What is it that he does that makes the women swoon? I'm only hoping that I can find out soon. 'Cause if he can spare it, I'll take what he can't use. I've got those Han Solo and Indiana Jones blues. I wish I was a Vulcan, emotions all but gone. I'd even be willing to wait 7 years before I could get it on. I'd be a logical Vulcan, on the Enterprise I'd cruise. And I wouldn't have to sing the wishful thinking science fiction blues. The SF blues, the SF blues. I wish that I could hitchhike between the distant stars. Then I could run from galactic cops and get drunk in spaceport bars. I'd never yell at Eddie, and Marvin I'd never abuse. Maybe then I'd escape these boring, tedious science fiction blues. The SF blues, the SF blues. I wish I was the Doctor. Did someone say Doctor Who? Then I could traverse through time and space in a police box colored blue. I'd nobly fight the Cybermen, the Daleks I'd confuse. And I wouldn't have to sing these mundane goddamn science fiction blues. The SF blues, the SF blues. But I am not a Vulcan, not a hitcher or the doc. I'm a denizen of the planet Earth, and I think this world's a crock. I'll keep on writing filk songs and wait for some ego boo, and keep on singing the science fiction, marginally original. Fandom is a way of life, science fiction blues.
Before peculiar was a sin, the world was playground for us all, and giants were our gentle friends. Before we took that tragic fall, and light was dripping honey on the mountains and the shores. But no one speaks of giants anymore. Before peculiar was a sin, when honor bound was something real. Before all creatures learned to fear, before we learned to lie and steal, the giants danced in circles around the fires we built to share. And now we cannot find them anywhere. Oh, take me in a dream or real to that old time the earth once knew, when all the lands alive with legend shared a future bright and new, when all the animals were tame, when every creature talked, when giants walked. And then peculiar turned to sin, and different meant a friendship's death, and all the rare and special beasts stopped in their tracks and held their breath. And when the giants saw this, there was nothing left to say. And that was when the giants went away. Yes, when peculiar turned to sin, they gathered in their giant hands the different and defenseless fae, the strangest creatures in the lands, and carried them away before another day could dawn. Still nobody knows where they have gone. Oh, take me in a dream or real to that old time the earth once knew, when all the lands alive with legend shared a future bright and new, when all the animals were tame, when every creature talked, when giants walked. So now peculiar is a sin, honor is a useless token, Indifferent means a life alone, and love is better left unspoken. Everyone who lives outside the circle that we've chalked would love to go to where the giants walk. And if peculiar is a sin, then mark me with a sinner's brand. And if the gods are kind to me, I'll climb into some gentle hand and leave behind a world so blind it cannot see my face. Go to where peculiar is a grace. Oh, take me in a dream or real to that old time the earth once knew, when all the lands alive with legend shared a future bright and new, when all the animals were tame, when every creature talked, when giants walked. First one.
Is falling, but lovers are calling, and wine grows warm in the glass. The empire's eroding, or merely corroding, takes solace with a warm, willing lass. And drink, drink while we may. Our manners betray us, we care more for status, to plot and to flirt with panache. Yet there is no denying the soft ways are dying, our future lies under the lash. So drink, drink while we may. The borders close in as we sacrifice friends, barbarians howl while we dance. Yet twilight is sweet with the echoes of heat, and decadence keeps us entranced. So drink, drink while we may. Still some cling to duty in memory of beauty, though honor's a song seldom sung. We would not go willing, bear our throat for the killing, till the last bitter stone has been flung. So drink, drink while we may. Though surely we'll die, come hold back the sky and toss off the last of the wine. And those who come after will say, amidst their laughter, Flandry, the last toast was thine. So drink, drink while we may. Drink to the end of our day.
Wanton games played in the dark, the oldest call we do not hark. The tunnels dark and sweet with soil detain us from your human toil. This is our world, the pattern that must be. This is our world. The pattern makes us free, though once you came from far away. This world is ours, by new rules we play. This is our world. hunt us through the rocks and rills, but cannot breach the hollow hills. You fear us for we've lost your way. It's better that you stay away. This is our world, the pattern that must be. This is our world. The pattern makes us free, though once you came from far away. This world is ours, by new rules we play. This is our world. And now the ships have come again to impose on us the rules of men. But we're not human anymore. No reckoning of common law. This is our world, the pattern that must be. This is our world. The pattern makes us free, though once you came from far away. This world is ours, by new rules we play. This is our world. The Calibans are masters still. Beware of we who work their will. The pattern growing day by day, mold, soil and stone and human clay. This is our world, the pattern that must be. This is our world. The pattern makes us free, though once you came from far away. This world is ours, by new rules we play. This is our world.
I could always change this to roast bread.
This journey I would glad forsake, though it meant my life. But if I did, I'd live a lie. And I must offer honesty to her who'd be my wife. So now I face a destiny I fight as hard I may, and cling with desperation to the simple gentleman of peace I was but yesterday. The stars I bear upon my brow still twist me to their ends, a destiny I do not want. They ask me questions I can't find, they tear me from my friends. The stars are death for all I love, the gentle land of heaven. The riddle is unanswered still, and to that deadly answer source across my life I'm fled. In Ymrus Hall a woman tried to wrest my life from me. When failed she changed to bird and flew. Her name unknown for countless years, a riddle from the sea. A harp with stars to match my brow stood waiting there for me. Made 1,000 years ago, its strings lay mute and waiting for my touch to set them free. In Heron's night a harpist came, drawn by the stars I bear. His shell and sea foam changing shape became a blade with stars on hilt I vowed I'd never wear. 'Neath physic's weight I took the sword, from children turned to stone. They'd waited for a promise made, a man have peace, my fate 1,000 years ago was known. I've taken Vesta form, a wizard died within my arms. I shaped a tree beneath the sky, and still I run bewildered to escape some nameless harm. Would seaborn people haunt my steps? Would riddle holes their name? Why do they seek my life, surrounded by a riddle's web? I play a deadly game.
Was my little friend for all the comfort that he gave. He never called me dummy, he was always on my side. I was so very sorry when he died. His operation made him smart, he ran the maze so good, but always had some time to be my friend. We used to race and he would win. It always made me mad at him, but he would still be nice even then. And if you remember, put some flowers on his grave. He was my little friend for all the comfort that he gave. He never called me dummy, he was always on my side. I was so very sorry when he died. And when my operation made me smarter, he was there to show me what would happen next to me. It wasn't always in a book I had to hurt, and sometimes look at sad things that I didn't want to see. And if you remember, put some flowers on his grave. He was my little friend for all the comfort that he gave. He never called me dummy, he was always on my side. I was so very sorry when he died. And now the smartness goes away and Algernon is dead, and all my friends are nice to me again. But when I am like Algernon, asleep inside the dirt and gone, I wonder who will think about me then. If you remember, put some flowers on his grave. He was my little friend for all the comfort that he gave. He never called me dummy, he was always on my side. I was so very sorry when he died. I was so very sorry when he died.
They had blasted off from Earth not an hour before, when a strange blip showed on the screen. An alien vessel of unusual design caught the ship in a tractor beam. The valiant young captain put them into a spin, broke the beam and then turned to attack. They captured the alien with nobody lost and all of the data intact. They just don't write them like that anymore. No, they don't write them like that anymore. They had landed on the planet and had tested the air when the natives all gathered around. There was the strangest sensation, they had been here before when first they set foot on the ground. The natives rejoiced and through telepathy talked that all destinies intertwined, and that grateful they were that our sons had returned to the mother planet of all mankind. They just don't ride them like that anymore. No, they don't ride them like that anymore. That scout ship had crashed into a wilderness deep where no man had set foot before. The pilot survived and gathered up his supplies, and off through the bushes he tore. An alien creature that he met on his way shared his track back to his own kind. Their mutual respect led to a treaty of peace that both he and the alien signed. They just don't ride them like that anymore. No, they don't ride them like that anymore.
I'm evil, fat and ugly, with a face full of disease. And if you think what of it, and shoulders you do shrug, I'll float to you on anti-grav and pull out your heart plug. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore. I drug my slaves to bed them, alert for treachery. My darling nephew Fade would like to use his sting on me. But I am wise to plotters who'd use any device to hurt me. They have sung bad filk, they know that is not nice. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore. The best of plans can always fail, indeed I lost my life. I thought that I would die in bed, both old and with a wife. Advisors never thought my fate was ruled by chance's dice. But Paul's sister was so obvious, little girls are hardly spies. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore. I am no soldier, I'm a man of Gore.
What does a Dorsai do at night when his working day is done? Where does he go for the weekend when he wants to have some fun? How does he treat his wife and kids, or her man if he's a she? What does a Dorsai do when a Dorsai is free? How does a Dorsai drive his car? Does it handle like a tank? Where does he go when he needs a loan? Do they have a Dorsai bank? Are there Dorsai jingles on the DorSciFiTasy screen? What does a Dorsai wear when he's not in green? Does a Dorsai take his kiddies to a Dorsai Disneyland? Does a Dorsai go out dancing to the Tommy Dorsai band? Sorry, I had to steal it. Can a Dorsai find a bromo when his Dorsai tummy hurts? Does he have a Dorsai gator on his Dorsai preppy shirts? What does a Dorsai do at night when his working day is done? Where does he go for the weekend when he wants to have some fun? How does he treat his wife and kids or her man if he's a she? What does a Dorsai do when a Dorsai is free?
Kihn and Kensie were Dorsai. Lordy, oh, how they could fight. Swore they would win lots of battles just as long as the prize was right. They were Dorsai, so it was strictly cash. Now Kensie gave Kihn a pistol. He thought it was grand. Fired a nuclear warhead and he could hold it right in his hand. He said, now that's cute. It's just the way he was. Well, early next day at the battle, Kihn tried out his new gun. It blew away half of a continent and he only had it set on stun. He said, that's all right. He used to sleep with it at night. Then Kensie was killed by a sniper and Kihn was mad as could be. Set his new pistol on mayhem and then he really went on a spree. Blew up a planet or two, 'cause he was really feeling blue. Now Kihn and Kensie are long gone, for we sing of the days long gone by. But how old is he now, and listen, who murders a Dorsai shall die. No, they're just regular folks, but they just can't take a joke.
One high, one holy holiday on the first day of the year, little Maddie grows through the church to go some holy words to hear. When in come old Lord Arnold's wife, and she looked at him and said, "Come here often, what's your sign?" And off they went to bed. For purposes of brevity, I will omit some of the more disposable parts of the song, like the section where they take their clothes off. All 47 verses of it. Now old Lord Arnold, he had a page and he saw what they had done. He said, "I'd better tell the boss," and he began to run. He ran to the briars and he ran to the brambles and he ran through the bushes where a rabbit couldn't go. Ran so fast the hounds couldn't get him. Down the Mississippi, you get the idea. Next morning, the happy lovers awoke. Took one look at who was at the foot of the bed and said, "Oh shit." Those of you who are sitting, well, we've got lots of distance. Those of you who have microphones or tape recorders immediately in front of me, no, it's a little late to move them too. I'll just try to spit a little less for this. It's in dialect, you see. It's in Scottish dialect. Rise up now, money grows, put your clothes on quick as you can. There let it be said in the North Scotland, I shall do naked man. And ye shall have the better side, and I shall have the worst. And I shall strike the second blow, that ye shall strike the first. Stupid Scottish twit. Again, for purposes of brevity, I will omit the section where Matty, for perfectly obvious reasons, takes his own sweet time about putting his clothes back on. All 47 verses of it. Now, the first blow little Matty struck, it hurt Lord Arnold sore. The second blow Lord Arnold struck, little Matty stood no more. Lord Arnold felt about himself to see where he'd been cut. He looked and found, to his surprise, he'd lost his you-know-what. And he said, "Oh, shit!" If he hadn't let Manny grow strike first, he'd have never lost his... What? Yeah, that's right. If he hadn't let Manny grow strike first, he'd never lost his dong. And if she hadn't let the page boy know, he'd have never heard this song. But now they sit at home a lot, becoming nervous wrecks, which goes to show discretion is the better part of sex. Moral of the story, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. And if you can't be careful, try to keep it down to 5 or 6 verses, huh?
From the group that brought you Monkeys and Bird Calls, we now bring you the whole bloody menagerie. Under a table in a Starfleet cantina, an old spiceman's lying, dying, and he picks himself up on one elbow, and he looks at his mates, and he says,
"Take good care of me, Bems, Clem. Take good care of me, Bems. There's not been any like them, Clem. So take good care of me, Bems.
All together now.
Take good care of me, Bems, Clem. Take good care of me, Bems. There's not been many like them, Clem. So take good care of me, Bems. Don't let me say I'd go wrong. Tom, don't let me say I'd go wrong. Remember his fangs are quite long. Tom, don't let me say I'd go wrong.
All together now.
Take good care of me, Bems, Clem. Take good care of me, Bems. There's not been any like them, Clem. So take good care of me, Bems. Let me tribble go freely. Let me tribble go free. Then see how many there'll be. Please, let me tribble go free. Keep me moo-ga-to-dool, keep me moo-ga-to-dool, or he'll really chew you, so keep me moo-ga-to-dool. Take good care of me, Bems, Clem, take good care of me, Bems. There's not been any like them, Clem, so take good care of me, Bems. Watch me hoard his fresh eggs, Peg, watch me hoard his fresh eggs, or she'll go right for your legs, Peg, so watch me hoard his fresh eggs. Don't let me slime or go flat, Pat, don't let me slime or go flat. He'd make an awful doormat, Pat, don't let me slime or go flat. Don't let me slime or go flat, Pat, don't let me slime or go flat. Or he'd make an awful doormat, Pat, so watch me slime or go flat. Don't let me slime or go flat, Pat, don't let me slime or go flat. He'd make an awful doormat, Pat, don't let me slime or go flat. Don't let me sail or go wrong, Pat, don't let me sail or go wrong. Then say his name's right leg, Pat, don't let me sail or go wrong. Take good care of me, Bems, Clem, take good care of me, Bems. There's not been many like them, Clem, so take good care of me, Bems.
One more time.
Take good care of me, Bems, Clem, take good care of me, Bems. There's not been many like them, Clem, so take good care of me, Bems.
Somebody help the captain.
In the town of No Tellin was recently dwellin' a lawyer worth tellin', Sir Marcus by name, most clever of mind, shrewd and sneaky. You'll find that though practically blind, still he played a good game. With him lived a boarder to Earth come in order, a message to deliver this spaceman named Q. The UN threw him back out, he determined to crack out a worldwide power blackout like that of Klaatu. Mark's sister Alessandra, a lady most grand, refined, elegant, and randy as any rat. Q was from Mercury, 0.38 gravity. Mass expands to ×3, Allie had to have that. So she shacked up with Q, and our Marcus, it's true, it's in such hobbies he too was no kind of a slouch. Allie's friend Gabrielle needed one night's hotel. Now a 7-month spell she's shared Marcus's couch. Gabby's folks did allow her their set in her power when Dalliance was in flower by Ed McCurdy. For her dad was a vicar who thought folks would snicker
if they saw it in the vicarage library. These girls had a friend innocent to the end. Why, our Prudence would tend unicorns since her youth. Tell a dirty joke plainly, she'd shake her head vainly, moan, I don't get any, and that was the truth. This offbeat commission contained in addition a brilliant physician and also his wife. They would all meet to dine. Marcus' cooking was fine, for you don't tease a blind man who's holding a knife. Did you ask by what quaint chance these folks found the faint chance to make the acquaintance, oh boy are you dumb, of a Mercury native, you nerd on the slate of Society for Creative Anachronism. Doc's wife, I might mention, caught Marcus's attention while modeling a suspension swimsuit owned by Prue. 2 sizes too tight, the effect was just right. To improve Marcus' sight, she seemed interested too. So as Q was planning, his blackout all spanning, and the calendar scanning for the very best time to beam to the UN, friend Marcus was doing his best in pursuing his own little crime. Now the date Q did choose that his friend meant to use, while the girls to amuse sang the death of Queen Jane. She'd have lived, Doc was swearing, with a proper cesarean, and we'd have that girl wearing bikinis again. 'Twas just then his beeper showed Doc was a leaper. He grabbed with a sweep blur the phone from its stem. Once gone for a second, to the wife Marcus beckoned. He whispered, March 2nd, 9:30 p.m. On that evening, momentous though thus far eventless, where our buddies went is the Golden Wombat. Since Doc was on call, going out should be all to make crisis befall, keep him out until late. Yes, his beeper soon sounded, to the phone booth he bounded, said goodbye and absconded, then o'er his car's drone rose the beeper's melody, and this worthy MD drove 3 times round a tree, once more seeking a phone. To his spaceship went Q, Gabriella and Prue went to watch Doctor Who with no sign of restraint. At the campus lounge big screen, Mrs. Doc slipped out unseen. Allie went to a filk sing, sounds dirty but ain't. When all did embark, thus remained only Marcus, still parking his carcass alone on the bench. As the sky turned to sable, checked his braille timetable, banged his mug on the table, shouting more dark beer, wench. Doctor Who had been deferred, Gabrielle headed homeward, then Prudence remembered she'd plans to amend. Since they preempted who, she acquired some sushi and hurried off to see her old childhood friend. I mean the physician, he was doing an admission and in no position for news in to seep. She was sent to his call room, most boring of all room. When the dark hit that small room, she fell fast asleep. At 9:30 that moment, all the power that could go went. Confusion did foment, just as Q had planned. Marcus, being the one face, knew his way round this rat race. He set off for Doc's place, his cane in his hand. Gabrielle monitoring her dalliance recordings and dreaming of scoring when the power went off. In need of relieving, she heard Q before leaving, his spacesuit retrieving from Marcus's loft. In absolute darkness, she thought he was Marcus, proceeded to spark as of tricks she'd a wealth. Though she soon did discover she had the wrong lover, why let Allie keep all of her good stuff to herself? To Q's safety plans owing, hospital power kept going, so Doc was late knowing of the massive blackout. When his car wouldn't work, the phone showed the same quirk. To his dark call room lurked he to wait the thing out. Found the room occupied, he presumed 'twas his bride, took the moment in stride, and our Prudence post-haste forsook her unicorn for a more urgent horn, and considered with scorn all the years gone to waste. Well, the last relocating, Alisande navigating her way home, a late fling by the most direct route. For those Filker fans who stick to their music acoustic, took a half-hour to stick that the lights had gone out. She home did ascend, and did there apprehend both her lover and friend, but nothing was loath, because on Mercury they're built for bigamy. Simultaneously he took care of them both. Marcus knocked at Doc's door, which she didn't ignore. As he set to explore, she said, I don't ask much. I'm a woman that's normal, my needs aren't formal, but I could inform all I'm starved for a touch. My pitiful plight is a man who'll requite only 6 times a night. I'm a frustrated pawn, so I'm so glad you choose me. Now please don't refuse me. Said Marcus, excuse me, I left my stove on. Gabby, Allie, and Q still enjoying the view. When the power came to, Q'd missed his UN date. C'est fromage, declared Q, I would much rather screw. Besides, they shot Cla too. Better never than late. With the world back in kilter, our friends back did filter. The men looked bewildered, but the women all smirked, relieved with the stressed men that no one asked questions, for none wished to assess then the past hour's work. Conversation discreet, someone said, hey, let's eat. So they ordered a pizza with everything in sight, and they packed it away while they listened to radio KPFK for the rest of the night. The nation's news trailer put down the power failure to folks in Australia using too much AC. May this song pass the censors, and may fate's inventors bring more fun adventures to our bold company.
I was laboratory born, raised in a silent cell. The tapes gave me direction, a fragile pattern shell. They programmed me for service. I was sold away one day to a world I understood as ship with a preset part to play. The years passed by uncertainly. I existed but to serve, content and yet not happy in a world that I deserved. And then one day you found me in my safely shallow land. You offered me my freedom, but I did not understand. I gambled for your offer, never thinking I could choose the game for you, diversion, my life if I should lose. Your winning took my contract, and with it came my soul. I followed where you led me then, but you could not make me whole. Still you changed me and reshaped me in the chaos time we shared. You asked me more than I could give, heard more than I could bear. And in the end you left me with no choice but human chance. I stole your tapes and knowledge came sore bitter in the trance. All the questions I'd not dreamed of all found answers on that day. But one point in fact still bothers me and will not go away. The programming that made you real taught me right from wrong. But does knowing make me human, or was I human all along?
From birth I knew you not as worm or monster. I grew and learned to see you as a friend. But now the time of choices is upon me, and dying might be easier an end. Our ancestors had fled here from their own world to find a place where they could all be free. But this preserve your kind gave us to live in is looking more a prison camp to me. The taste of egg, the sting of tail, your limbs caress and cage me in. Through soothing, lulling, dulling dreams, I sense your children lie within. You taught me with your diagrams and drawings to make me understand the birthing way. But I was never shown the pain or terror. Protected, yes, until that awful day. The man without the one whose grubs he carried could wait no longer, to your limbs he clung. I watched in horror as you ripped him open, to pluck out all the healthy blood-fed young. The taste of egg, the sting of tail, your limbs caress and cage me in, through soothing, lulling, dulling dreams. I know your children grow within. I saw that we were merely your host creatures, and suicide my best alternative. But you said you had long ago decided, so with your love for me I chose to live. Upon that day I let you place inside me the first of several eggs which I now bear. And yet in drowsy half-sleep I remember the writhing, oozing flesh, and I despair. The taste of egg, the sting of tail, your limbs caress and cage me in, through soothing, lulling, dulling dreams. I feel your children feed within.